Oh, okay. We trying. What's up, live? What's up, peoples? Let's give me some.
See, I told you, Kevin's with us as a robot. All right, that's enough of that. We gotta turn that off.
Hey, what's up? Well, we do not own the rights to that. Whatever he just played, we don't own.
Is that even real when people say that?
Know.
Does Facebook really care if you say you don't own the rights? If you still don't own it, even after saying it, so what's the point of saying it?
I'm just trying to be prepared, man. I'd rather be moving. I'd rather be operating from a state of preparation and proper execution than desperation and depression.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the day's talk about, man?
Man, today, I was just curious where we're at. We're living in some inclement weather, right? It's snowing outside, and a lot of people, when I was out and about, out there moving around, I just noticed that there wasn't as many people out there on the road today. So I kind of figured, a lot of people probably got snowed in or probably had to deal with some situations with the weather. Regarding the weather, school's out, this, that, and the other. And I was just thinking about those who happen to be stuck in the cabin, so to speak, with that near cabin fever. I know at some point in my life, I have moments to where, for whatever reason, I'm stuck in a house and I get that cabin fever, man. So I was just kind of questioning, what's a good thing to do when you have cabin fever? I know when the younger Kevin would have said, let's get on the couch and veg out all day. Or let's go to my friend's house and veg out on the couch all day, right? You got anything? You ever deal with that when you was younger?
Man, it was definitely a time to play video games, right? I'm all about the video games. I just be clicking away. Right now, I'm too old to be getting outside in the snow. I hate that stuff. Cold feet don't help anybody.
Nah, bro.
It'd be that, watching TV, something not necessarily productive for my life. How about that?
Yeah, productivity was not at the top of the list as far as the younger Kevin's concerned. But I'm a little older now and I'm a little more mature, and I've been thinking okay, when I have some extra time, when I have these inclement snow days, these rough weather days, or these rough times where I'm stuck in the house for whatever reason, I'm learning that these are good times. These are good times to actually take the time to prepare and to make plans and to kind of look over some things that I've wanted to do and kind of level up as far as my personal development and some things I want to accomplish within a certain amount of time. So my question to the audience today is, what are you doing to use this time effectively? What are some things that that you think is necessary to make sure that you are set for success in order to level up over the coming year or this year? I know we've done a couple of shows now already just talking about 2018, and it seems like the more conversations I have with a lot more people, it seems like everybody has this mindset I'm noticing more than ever about execution and getting things done. I don't know if it's just something in the air or I don't know
the time of the year.
I'm thinking it's the time
of the year. A lot of people get excited, this is my year. I'm determined to be in my year. And by the time February rolls around, they're back in the same old, the same hamster wheel, so to speak.
Yeah, and I understand that, but I'm kind of getting the feeling that there's a lot more serious people out there who are really, I think, maybe will break that February line, that break that February tendency, I think. And I know that you guys are those type of people that will break that because you're actually watching and listening and following us. So I know that you guys are up on game and that you have what it takes to actually break and move past that February 4th date. It's actually, I think it's February 4th is the actual date that a lot of people drop off with their resolutions. So I just want to ask you guys, what are some things that you're thinking about when you're thinking about preparation and thinking about your resolutions and things that you've deemed necessary for yourself.
And how
to
are you
pursue.
using this time for those who are in inclement weather, maybe snowed in somewhere, maybe you can't get on the road, or maybe you're just in your car? How are you utilizing this time to benefit your future? How are you utilizing this time to benefit your year? How was this outcome of this downtime, so to speak? How are you going to use it as positive uptime for your life?
Yep. And one of the ways you can do that is actually, we've talked about and we'll continue to talk about, which is what Two Shy Guys and a Mic is about, is community and coming together and collaboration. We're about just being transparent in our journey, on our path, in the process, in our pursuit of quote unquote the good life, meaning that we want good health, wealth, love, and happiness. So we want you to have that too. And given that we haven't attained that in its full fruition or in its full perfectedness, we just hope to we started this show to have a conversation and to be transparent.
Yep.
And this show actually helps me stay accountable to some of the things I've said and deemed necessary for myself. So just doing this show is holding me accountable, and I'm being transparent about some of the tools, the strategies, the principles, some of the things that I'm using and that I've aggregated over the course of my life that I think will help me and help you as we pursue and go along this journey. I know one of the things we're doing right now is you may start to see populate our storyline, our pictures and stuff, is that we started to collaborate and we started to actually put paper to pen or marker to waxing board. Is that what it is?
It's a whiteboard.
Whiteboard.
Yeah.
Marker to whiteboard. My bad. If you don't know anything about Shy Guy number one, I have a tendency to jack up all kinds of sayings. It's just one of those things that I do.
It gets kind of cloudy sometimes. Yeah, so one of the things, like going back into the preparation and strategies of utilizing this time is, if you have books that you've been wanting to read, take the time to read those books, right?
Yep.
There's no better way to take the time than to read books when you have downtime. Some people want to know how to read more books, how to become voracious readers and those kinds of things. You have to take time out. So when you get time out that you normally don't have, utilize that. I was reading an article of a gentleman who reads about like 100 books a year or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he says he doesn't read any faster than anybody else. And people always ask him, how do you read so many books? And he was just like, I just take the time to do it. I either get up early, I read an hour book. He said, I don't even read fast, I just read. He said, I find books that I enjoy, find topics that you enjoy, and just literally sit there and read it. Again, we talk about those quiet hours. Take quiet hours to just sit back and just read. Read something that's meaningful. Read something that you can learn from. Read something that's fun. Even reading, even a comic book, right?
Yep.
Reading things that are fun helps you get in the habit of reading, which may be something that you currently don't do because we have so many distractions with technology and all these things. Most of my reading is done on technology. I always tell my wife, we have walls of books everywhere. I'm like, we need to get rid of some of these books because I love them. We can read everything digitally, but even those books come in handy at times. I will say that. So just take the time out to just do something as simple as reading. Read articles even. It doesn't have to be like novels or anything, novellas or whatever. Read a verse from the scripture. Just read, right? Just take that time to read because it helps, create more wrinkles in your brain, which helps you learn, which helps you process information, which helps you get ahead.
Yeah, man, that's a good suggestion. I wasn't even thinking about that. You got any suggestions on some books? I know for me, one book that was one book off the top of my head, just thinking about personal development. And something that I've read during downtimes, during cabin fever times, a couple of times, is just one off the top of my head. It's Rich Dad Poor Dad. Okay. And what that did for me, by Robert Kiyosaki, what that did for me was help me as far as making this mindset shift from just being a regular employee to having my eyes open, actually, to thinking about other options as far as like developing income streams and other modes of living. And he kind of, that book was very pivoting in my life in that it helped me to the idea that money is just an idea. Money is just green paper, and that there is wealth and there's all kinds of ways. in which you and I can survive and thrive in this world. There's so many options and opportunity to make money and to make a living and to actually pursue your calling out there. It's just finding the one that resonates with you, that you have the skill set for, and that you can actually make a good transition into. So it's just taking that paradigm or that model and kind of see how it fits with where you are right now. I know, just talking to you all and just looking at me, that we're all we've all come to a certain situation, a circumstance, and just looking at somebody else's model will help me shape that into what I need.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And also there's all kinds of information out there that may either build up or even diversify your thoughts on a particular subject or topic. I put in the what's going on, babe? That's my wife, Shauna. I put in a suggestion. Always, right now, is one of the books that if you look at Lamar, my business partner, he's on live right now talking about cryptocurrencies. One of the books that we always recommend to people is Rethinking Money. It's a great book. It's by Jackie Dunn, and I always forget the other guy. Let me see if I got it up, and I'll read his name. Bernard Lietier, I think that's the way he pronounces it. It's a great book, and it talks about ecosystems within communities, how developing new currencies can help impoverished communities and those kinds of things. So it's definitely a good read. It's so many ideas around money. I know I've talked about this before because I absolutely love this book. I love the content of the book. I love the strategies and things we're talking about. How to improve your life, how to build up communities and those kinds of things. Rethinking Money I highly endorse that book. It was pre-Bitcoin, so even the new nuances for cryptocurrencies around the rethinking of money is definitely invaluable. Check it out if you can.
Latanya, hey Latanya, what's up? Latanya said that peaks and valleys, quotes, you change your valley into a peak when you find and use the good that is hidden in the bad time, by Spencer Johnson. Great book. Yeah, Spencer Johnson.
Long quote. That's a long title.
Yeah, that title means serious business. If you read the book like that, you serious about yours, girl.
That's 3 chapters alone in the title.
Go get yours, boo boo. You know what I'm saying? With a title like that.
Yeah. What's going on, Robert? Good to see you stop in real quick. Yeah, what's the next thing? We're talking about quality time and quantity time.
Yeah. Well, just instead of vegging out, using this time to veg out, you can use this time, like we said, develop mindset. Also, we can use this time as far as quality time with like family, which will help you as far as your emotional relationship needs. Make sure those cords are intact for those hard times and for those times where you may be down, you may be needing that extra push, or you may need that support when you're in a moment in your pursuit where you're not going to be that much more available as you normally are, could be. For example, I ran into a guy who was a customer who spent probably 3 or 4 months out of the year really in a crunch time of like 16-hour days, sitting in front of his computer doing some social media marketing. So he did that for about 3 or 4 months, 16-hour days. But he said the rest of the year he spends just chilling, just chilling with his family. He said he's like the greatest dad for those the rest of the year. But it's just 3 or 4 months where it's crunch time. So you want to make sure that you spend quality time and quantity time with your family, your friends, your circle. What's up, Jeremiah? With your circle, so that they understand that, hey, we're going through a tight spot here. Let's everybody buckle down. When we get through this, we'll see you on the other side.
And for children, children, they don't understand the difference between quality time and quantity time.
Right.
Quantity time is quality time with them.
Yep.
So the more time you can spend with your kids, the better. Even myself, I think I've mentioned this before as well. Back in 2015, Lamar and I, we were gone away from our families for about 7 months.
Wow.
Yeah, we were gone for 7 months trying to get our business together, trying to get it prepared. And that time away, it really sucked, especially when you have young children. And a lot of things can happen in that kind of time span. So I made sure that anytime I have downtime, I know to them it may seem boring, but I just love spending time with them. I love being in the room with them.
Yep.
Love having them pile on me, that kind of stuff. Those are the kinds of things that develop memories for years to come. So when you do have downtime, maybe this is part of your preparation, right?
Wow.
Getting in that time, knowing that you're about to spend a lot of effort and a lot of time doing something else.
What's up, Robert?
Yeah, what's going on, brother? Spending that time now and preparing them, like, look, okay, daddy or mommy is about to, spend a lot of time doing this. I want to hug and kiss on you as much as I can right now because I won't have the time later on. I'm doing this for your benefit. But even spending that time with them and helping them adjust to the new change that you're going to be making this year, you're trying to take over this year, you definitely have to put in that time. And you have to, knowledge and understanding is probably the biggest thing you can learn in any field.
Man,
you have to understand that. Again, I'm kind of diverging, but I'll come back. Yesterday during the Martin Luther King Festival, Tim Wise, he's one of the speakers here in Lexington, and he was talking about, sometimes we think that hustle and grind is all it takes. No. You need to know more than the hustle and the grind. You need to understand how systems work.
Yeah.
Because if you don't understand how the bigger systems work, your hustle and your grind may just be you wearing yourself out and that's it. You may not get any further just by, if I build this, they will come. That's for the movies, right?
Yeah.
And that's not for people that are disadvantaged or disenfranchised. So you have to understand how systems work, right? Get a knowledge beyond just your current field, your current career. Understand how economics works. Understand how government systems work. Understand the bigger picture and see where you can fit in that, right? So it's good that you learn and improve on your craft, but you got to know how to utilize that craft in a system that's not necessarily designed for your benefit.
Man, you said a mouthful on that. That fits directly into strategy and
sure.
having a strategy in place. Using this downtime, this cabin fever, this cabin time spent developing a strategy built on some solid principles.
Yes.
And so strategy and strategizing, and then getting a stratagem, which is the tactics and tasks that you take in order to reach the end goal of your strategy. This is definitely a good time to do that.
Yes, for sure.
Just like, I had the opportunity to actually skip out a little early and go home, but I decided, to hit my man Leif up. What you doing? Let's go ahead and knock this out real quick. And before we got on here, we spent a little time just brainstorming and strategizing about what's the end game of this show, this podcast. What's the purpose? What's our brand? Why are we spending time and paying attention doing this? So we definitely want to make sure that we're trying to be transparent in what we talk about and what we're doing.
And again, if you have any questions or comments, please say something. Because one of the things is, like I said, I have a background in doing business, starting businesses. Me and my business partner, we've probably opened about 4 or 5 businesses together and then outside of that, we've done other businesses before as well. So you have any ideas that you want some feedback on, we're definitely here to do that. And not only that, but like Kevin mentioned earlier, we're all on the journey, right? As long as we're on this earth, we haven't reached our end destination as long as there's breath for us to draw. So even though you may have accomplished one thing, you may be looking to seek and do something else, right? Every day is a new adventure. And so we want to give people strategies and just mindsets to take into those new days so they can accomplish the things that they're trying to get to.
Not only strategies, but even like idea generation or even just help with confidence building and getting over some fears and doing something.
For sure.
Or getting over, just developing the resilient or anti-fragile mindset that as long as the clock's still ticking, as long as there's breath still flowing in your body, there's always hope and encouragement. There's always something that could be done, that could take place. There's always that miracle play, that Hail Mary. You just never know. I mean, life is just like that sometimes.
Oh yeah, it's a variety of different things. Again, me and we ran a program called the Ignite Project for about 5 years, And what the Ignite project was, and it's kind of what we're doing now in a sense, to where people come in, they ask us ideas. Like we have this happen like almost on a daily and weekly basis, where somebody new will come and be, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, or I have this idea. What do you think about this? And we used to run a program called the Ignite project on our own dime, where people would come in our office. We gave them free office space. People were able to come in and just vet their ideas, right? They would work it out. Some of those businesses are still in business today. The people we talked to, we got them started. So again, that's kind of what we're trying to do, open it up here. This is more of a general one. We'll be doing one on cryptocurrencies. We'll be doing one on fitness.
Yep.
Again, it just runs the gamut. But again, we've had the blessing and the opportunity to be involved in a variety of things throughout our lives, to where we can give the feedback and help you avoid obstacles along the way.
Yeah. So we just wanted to just kind of take a moment and pause and ponder.
How are you doing?
About what are you doing with this cabin, this snowstorm? What are you doing in inclement weather?
Yes.
Have fun, veg out. Please do. Take the time that you can get to veg out a little bit, but also just don't forget to use this time wisely, and that spring and summer will be here before you know it. It always seems to catch me off guard, but I think that this year is a year of execution and actually being able to take the bull by the horns. That's what we hope, and that's what we're speaking, not only for ourselves, but also for you, the viewer out there. Just let us know you're out there. Say what's up, leave a comment, hit like, hit share, and what are some things that you're doing with this downtime? We want to know, what are some things you're doing, and what are some topics and subjects that you would like to see us drill down on even more, drill into even more. So is there anything else you wanted to add?
Make sure that you hit the rest of those. Yeah, thinking in game.
Because
he said veg out, but if you've already been spending the majority of your time vegging out before this downtime, execute now. Forget vegging out, right? You've already wasted your life away. So if you don't have time to veg out, this is the time to do it. But if you spend the majority of your time vegging out, don't do that now, right? Take advantage of that. Take again. Time is the one thing that we cannot regenerate. You just can't. Once it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone.
One of the great movies that I like, I don't even know if it's a great movie, but I like the analogy of the movie, was Time's Up. And it was with Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
And basically they would pay people with time, which is really what money is.
That's what money is.
If you think about it, it's a great analogy for
you
money.
Exchange your time for
and you exchange your life for
your
that
life force.
as well.
Yep.
So it's that same analogy. So are you just throwing your money away? You wasting time continually is literally you just throwing money away. You're throwing money away that you don't have. You're throwing away potential money, and more importantly, you're throwing away your life. And most people don't think about that stuff until it's too late. Don't be a too late, bro. I just literally found out this morning that a friend had died. I didn't even know. I didn't even know the person was sick. She was only like in her 50s, and I hadn't seen her for a while, but she's gone. She's no longer on this earth. And when you think about those kinds of things, it's like, did she know that she would not be here today? And that's something that we all have to think about, right? In this downtime, this down season, think of all the people that you've lost over the span of your life. That people that died prematurely, meaning that they died way sooner than they were even expecting or could even fathom, right? So those people that are gone, it's like, if they had this time right now, what would they be doing? Would they just be vegging out some more, or would they be trying to execute on their dreams and their goals? Because most people's dreams and goals are really tangible. We just extend them out. It's almost like the promised land, right? The promised land seemed so far away to the children of Israel, but it was right in front of them. So it's those kinds of things that we have to consider, right? It's like our dreams are really very attainable, but we push them off in our mind. We push them off with procrastination. We push them off with a variety of different things. We have opportunity and time, like today, maybe not where you live, but for the most part, there's opportunity and time, whether it be on the weekends, whether it be at night, or whether it be during the hours when you're not at work, whether it be when sleeping, maybe sleep less. Make sure you get quality sleep, sleep less, watch less television. It's a whole lot of different things that we can scrape up time to accomplish our dreams. But if we don't really focus on the end game, if we don't focus on what we want, then it'll be more wasted time, more wasted life, and more wasted opportunities.
Wow, man. I think you've been stepping on my feet. I'm going to have to say ouch a few times.
Yeah, but that goes for all of us. It's
Yeah.
not just you. It's me. Sometimes it's like, you know what? I could have used this time to do X, Y, Z, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Don't feel guilty about it. Do something about it.
Execute.
Yeah, guilt, Paul even talks about in the scripts, the sorrow this world brings about, death and all of this kind of stuff. Don't worry about that. It's already done. It's already passed. Move forward. Think forwardly, right? We're talking about end game. It's like forget what you didn't do yesterday or what you didn't do a minute ago. Think about what you can do right now at this very moment and how you can plan or even execute on some things that you know that you've already planned years ago that you didn't execute. Execute right now at this moment.
Man, that made me think about the statement that kind of, I'm not in quoting for verbatim, but it said, your future self, do you want your future self to be kicking you in the pants, or do you want your future self to give you a hug? Yeah. Things that you can be taking care of now. And that's really kind of how I approach some other areas of my life, and I try to approach all areas of my life in that way, and hopefully you do too. Thanks for joining us as we're getting ready to get off of here. We just wanted to do a short live stream, a short little talk, a pebble of positivity, in which you can come in, we can have a dialogue and kind of just talk about using this time wisely and using it to prepare, to get some quality time and quantity time, to strategize, think about the end game, the end goals that you have set for yourself, and then to execute, go after it, do whatever it takes to make it happen. Use the pain of today to shoot yourself, propel yourself towards the pleasure of tomorrow. Going back to the P.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. You peeped that out, huh?
I did.
I'll get a new letter on you real soon.
Okay.
So this is Kevin, Shy Guy number 1, getting ready to sign off. Thanks for joining in and pitching in and coming and talking to us and spending some of your time and paying some of your attention to us. Hopefully the return on investment, the added value in your life is more than what we receive. That's the whole jux of the matter. That two Shy Guys and a mic is about pursuit of the good life. The brand is about personal development. The brand is about building confidence, getting over fear, idea generation, learning to do your best whenever and wherever you're at. It's about getting over, keep going till the clock runs out, and self-assessment and knowing your purpose and calling in life so that you can live good, we can all live good. There's enough wealth out here for everybody.
And just to leave a sports analogy, leave 110% on the field. You got to. You can't take it with you, right? It is like they said, the biggest, the graveyard is the biggest room ever. Like, I forgot how it goes. I'm jacking it up. I've been around here for so long. Yeah, it's like because there's so much potential. There's so many treasures and riches left undone, right? So people go to the grave wishing that they had executed on all of these different things. So don't take this time for granted. Take full advantage, and please reach out to us. It doesn't have to be in the comments. It doesn't have to be in anything else. Make sure that the richest place on earth. There you go. Thanks, babe. That's my wife. She's coming through for me.
She came through for me.
She helps me out a lot.
Sometimes she leaves him on the limb, though.
No, Kevin does, though. But anyway, make sure, like I said, take advantage. Reach out to us. We're free to answer questions, those kinds of things. We just want to make sure that we help you guys as much as possible. Trying to build community and capacity. I'm throwing some seeds out there. That's right. I can do that. But anyway, we just want to just throw that out there to you. Again, open book, open communications. Feel free to reach out to us, and we'll help you wherever we can. Thanks.
All right, cool. Talk to y'all later. Love you. See y'all later.